Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Infamous. This is the Dead Air podcast. I'm sitting here with some of the usual suspects. First off is Ulysses
Hey, what's up, guys?
and Scoops, aka Stephen Wilds.
What's going on?
Chris is not here this week, but we will keep the show going, and we're going to go into our first topic. This is episode 10, so it's somewhat of a milestone, I guess.
Yeah, anniversary.
Yeah, episode 10. First topic. A trailer came out for a new movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Michael Bay. There was a lot of people who liked it, a lot of people who didn't, people who are in between. So we're going to discuss this trailer and give our thoughts on what we thought of the trailer overall and the look of the turtles and everything. So we'll start off with you, Ulysses. What did you think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer?
Wait, can we clarify something first real quick? It's not Michael Bay's only the producer.
They're still the Bay Turtles, don't matter.
But it's like he's the only name that pops up, so it's Michael Bay's Turtles.
This
All
is the
right,
thing.
fine.
Look at that trailer again. The first three title cards. It's like, I don't know what the first one is. The second one says Nickelodeon movies. The third one doesn't say coming from director who gives a shit. No, the third one says from producer Michael Bay. See,
Yes,
so
I agree. I just want everybody to know who was worried about his directing the movie.
I just want to say
He's
this.
not directing. It's Jonathan Liebesman.
I just want to say this, that now it's cool to hate Michael Bay. And I'll be honest, everybody.
You've been hating Michael Bay forever, yeah.
No, I don't hate Michael Bay. I like Transformers,
okay.
believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
I like Bad Boys.
I like the first Transformers. I like both Bad Boys. I like the first two Transformers. It's just cool to hate Michael Bay now, I think.
Yeah, well, Bad Boys is great. I will say the only thing about this Liebesman guy is that the best movie he probably directed was Wrath of the Titans, and that doesn't really give me much hope because he directed Battle Los Angeles, which I didn't like, and the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I heard was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
didn't finish
bad.
that movie. But I'm sorry, Ulysses. What did you think of the trailer?
All right, so I saw the trailer the day it came out, and I just want this on record. Like, when I first heard that they were making a Ninja Turtles movie, I was really excited. Like, I like the Ninja Turtles enough. But when I heard Michael Bay's name was on there, I was like, okay, everything I hear, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. And I'm like, I don't know, like any kind of update that the movie will give me, I'm like, but Michael Bay's involved, so I can't be too excited about it. And then, like, for me at least, the final straw that made this movie like put into like my I don't think I want to watch it in theaters list is when they casted Megan Fox. And I don't know, I just don't like Megan Fox as an actress. She does not leap off the screen at all. But so like I didn't go into watching the trailer with like so much excitement, but they're turning me around slightly. Like I know a lot of people gave the movie shit because they casted a non-Asian as Shredder, but if that's the guy's voice who's doing the voiceover, it looked cool. Like he sounded good. He sounded intimidating. So that gets a pass. The turtles themselves, I swear they look like late 80s wrestlers. They're like jacked up.
They are.
Man.
They're fucking jacked.
It's like holy crap, and they look like they're like 8 feet tall. When the hell did they become like Andre the Giant and shit? But the designs themselves, I like Leonardo's design. He looks cool. There's a quick second where you see Donatello and the guy has like a telescope on his head. Like I get he's the tech guy, but that's a little too much. And the scene where Michelangelo takes off his mask, I don't know. He looks more like Shrek than he does a Ninja Turtle to me.
Yeah.
It's the lips. People need to stop trying to give reptiles human lips. We saw how poorly that worked in Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know why. If you go back and you look at the costumes from the very first TMNT movie, the live-action movie, the reason those costumes didn't look as bad and still don't look as bad today is because they made them look like damn turtles. They didn't have human lips. They wet the costumes down to make them look like they had actually been moist in the sewers or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why people keep trying to give humanoid lips to reptiles. It's never gonna work. Stop.
It's
it.
like And that's the thing is like the thing that made those movies awesome, other than the fact that it was a Jim Henson production, it was like they all looked the same. The only thing that made them different was the fact that they had different colored masks. These turtles, like the actors, they're doing the Avatar thing where they're adding the actors' facial features to the turtles. It's like they're turtles. We don't need to like make them look human. It's like you're already expecting me to believe that these guys that they're turtles somehow mutated into people. I don't need to have them have human features. It's just really, really distracting that whole thing.
Pop quiz real quick. Do you two know the original color of all the turtles' masks?
Wasn't it just black and white?
Well, okay, yes. In the comics, it's black and white. But when they added the color, all the turtles' mask all had one singular color.
Is it a color that they're all using now?
No, it was red. When they actually added the color for some of the covers, all the turtles' masks were red. So when they did the cartoon, they wanted the characters to stand out more, so they gave them all different color masks and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, Steven, what did you think of the trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Okay, there's several things I want to address, and I'm going to actually just start by addressing some of the things that Ulysses pointed out. One, I agreed with some of the people on Facebook, and I am surprised I haven't seen a meme for this yet, because the internet's letting me down. But it's kind of like when Huey went around in Boondocks saying "can't see it," white Jesus in the first episode. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a meme that says "can't see it," white Shredder. But and I saw a lot of other people say that, because I know you and I talked about that on Twitter. Actually, you said something, I responded, and then you never responded because you're kind of an asshole. But
yeah, this is true.
Yeah. But anyway, so I agree with Ulysses, though. The voiceover in the trailer almost makes me want to believe that this guy can be a good Shredder. And that dude is not a horrible actor. I think the worst part is that his last movie was the Lone Ranger movie. And so everybody's looking to the Lone Ranger movie for this guy's acting ability. And that's wrong. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, that movie, like, I'm a fan of the Lone Ranger, so I actually went to see that in opening day.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And it was literally like me, the girl I took, and her little sister, and that was all that was in the theater. So
she broke up with you after that, didn't she?
That didn't help.
I only saw 20 minutes of that movie, and I could not make myself watch the rest. I mean, it was free too. Like, I wasn't paying to see the movie, and I couldn't watch anymore. Anyway, so Shredder, I'm gonna give a chance. The Turtles, except for the lips, I actually thought they looked cool. But I kind of agree with the size. It made more sense for them to be like 5'4" or what. I think 5'4" or 5'5" was their original height, because they're from Turtles, and you got to think they have to be small enough to move around in the sewers, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Their height isn't gonna be like a huge detractor for me, but. And I like that they did kind of do some stuff where each of them seemed to have more their own style, like their different masks kind of give them, show a little bit more about their style. And they may have gone overboard with Donatello putting all the shit on his head, but I'll give it a chance. My biggest thing about the movie is that I want it to be good now, because the trailer actually made me remember that I am a giant Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, and I want this movie to be good. And you know, I actually like some parts of the Transformers movies. I don't like them as a whole, but I like some parts. And I'm thinking, maybe this could be good. Maybe. It's like I'm hoping against hope. The two things I will say is I have very poor eyesight, so it's always hard for me to tell in trailers if the CGI is good or not. I have to watch it really closely to tell. And so I'll let you guys talk about the CGI. Also, a lot of people were pointing out that you can tell that Megan Fox has had a lot of plastic surgery now. Yeah. I don't like Megan Fox. I don't care. I don't actually find her that attractive. I'm not saying she's not attractive. She just personally doesn't do it for me. But I couldn't tell the plastic surgery thing. Like, I was sitting there kind of staring at her face going, you know, I wonder how much plastic surgery she's had. But that's maybe you guys can shed some more light on that.
Her face does look a little more stretched out than normal.
I didn't notice, really.
What about the CGI? What did you guys think about the CGI?
I'll say this about the CGI. when they move, they look like they have no bones, so I guess it works toward the whole ninjutsu aspect to it.
Okay.
I didn't think it was bad because I knew they weren't going to do the costumes over in again like they did in the old ones like in 2014. I didn't expect them to do that. I figured it was going to be CGI. And from what we've seen, which still isn't a whole lot, from what we've seen, it looked decent. Now, when you go to the theater to see the movies, and it might be a little bit different, but so far it didn't look too bad.
Right.
But I have a lot of stuff to say about this trailer.
You don't
because I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too, as well. First thing, the turtles were extremely muscular and big, and I thought that was weird. But I said, okay, you know what? They're big. Get over it. It still may be a good movie. I saw White Shredder, and the thing is, I like the actor because I know him. He's one of those actors that you know, but you may not be able to come up with a certain role he might be most known for. I don't know. He was in some movies. I like him. But my reason why I had an issue with it, because like when Michael B. Jordan was announced as Human Torch, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
They turned Human Torch black. It's a big deal. But Human Torch has nothing about his character that says he has to be a white guy. But with Shredder,
yeah, that's actually true.
He was like it's like if you're going by his actual character, he needs to be an Asian man unless you just completely change things. Like he has like a samurai style outfit. He's from Japan and all of this type of stuff. And he's a white guy now. Then it seemed like the Foot Clan is now not ninjas but soldiers with guns.
Yeah, that was disturbing.
Here's my problem with your argument there, and I'm not 100% disagreeing with you because, like I said, I would have much rather they got a Japanese dude. After you get past the origin story, it really doesn't matter that he's Japanese. It doesn't. There's no point in the cartoon or even in the comics where they go back to Japan. There's no point where it really his heritage comes up in all the original stuff. Maybe more in the TMNT cartoon that they did. In the 2000s. Yeah, because he has more of a Japanese themed hideout and all that stuff. But in the original stuff, it's really all there for the origin story. So I'm not as much against them changing it. I just wish they had kept him as a Japanese guy. I would have even accepted the Foot Clan being soldiers actually makes more sense to me because that's how you can hide a quote unquote small army in the ranks of the military or private armies now or whatever. But I wish they had gotten a Japanese actor.
But the problem is with that is that happens. It's not even just because of Shredder. It's like it happens. It's happened for a long time, for decades. Obviously, that person who is originally a character of color is played by a white guy. But then if that happens in reverse, it's a big deal, like Human Torch.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying that I mean, even in Pan, I forgot the character's name. There's a white one playing a Native American character.
Yeah.
It's just like it happens constantly, and it still happens. You would think that would be like gone now. That you can find a Native American actress. You can find a
Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger. You can find an actor who is pretty good who can play those roles. And the fact that people don't care until it's like if an Asian guy plays a character who was originally white or a black guy plays that, then it's an issue. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care too much, but I'm just saying that that's an issue that nobody cares about until it's reversed. That was my problem with it.
And I agree with that, and I think there was a little bit too much backlash about the Human Torch thing. I think some people didn't even care. They just saw an opportunity to get away with being racist, which was really sad.
Like if Captain America is black, turns black, then I was okay. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
But like, come on, like Shredder's he's like from Japan. It just seems like he should be Japanese. But anyway, just to get away from that, talked about Shredder, talked about the Turtles. They didn't show Splinter. I'm worried about that.
That's exactly what I was about.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing a rumor about this. Because in the trailer, Shredder says like, oh, he's talking to April O'Neil and saying, oh, you and like. Your father and I try to create soldiers. So there's rumors that apparently like Master Splinter is gonna be like her father. Like that was like the nickname they gave her.
Lord.
But this is the thing.
I don't want that, but
yeah, because this is the thing. This is where I get it from. Like, let's just say they do that whole thing where Master Splinter is her father and he somehow becomes a fucking rat or whatever. None of that explains the jujitsu or the ninjutsu. None of that explains how these guys became ninjas.
Of course it does. April O'Neil's father was a master, whatever. I don't know.
Fucking horseshit.
that man was a fucking scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Hey, ninjutsu or scientists can learn ninjutsu.
horseshit. Well then, what?
And both of them are white if that's the case. Then Splinter and Shredder are now white if that's the case.
It's like like I feel like they're gonna change it. Like they're gonna be like American style. Like one of us gonna be an MMA fighter, the other one's gonna be a boxer and shit. Like I don't know.
You're causing me a lot of pain there.
But yeah, it's like it just doesn't like none of that explains because the way they made it sound like they were doing a Captain America thing where they're trying to create a super soldier. And if this story comes out saying that like the turtles were created to like help the war on terrorism or some bullshit like that, I'm walking out of the theater. Like I'm telling you guys this now. If that is an aspect,
the Ultams or whatever the Krang, the alien race that Krang is, that is the original reason why they made the ooze. It was supposed to be used to go to a random planet that you want to conquer. You throw that shit down. So basically you make shock troops, right? You make easy disposable shock troops out of local animals or whatever.
Yeah.
So them using this stuff to create soldiers is not a far-fetched concept. That doesn't bother me. I agree with you if they go to like we were gonna do it for the Iraq War and all this. Oh God, whatever. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm waiting until like the ninja parts of this comes out.
Yeah. Well, remember originally they were gonna drop Teenage
the Alien
Teenage Mutant from the title, and people kind of fussed, so they brought that back.
This is the thing. If you watch the trailer again, it literally goes like Teenage Mutant is like little, and then next thing you know it's Ninja Turtles and shit.
Yeah, that's because that's what they're focusing on. Yeah. But so if April's dad really is Splinter, and that means the Turtles are like her stepbrothers, does this mean her and Michelangelo can't fuck anymore?
All right.
I'm just curious.
Too far, Steven. Too far.
I may or may not have written some fan fiction about such a thing.
Anyway, what was it? We talked about Shredder. We talked about Splinter Turtles. Is there anything else that we need to talk about with Turtles?
No, I'm gonna go see it. That's the final overview. I'm such a giant fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan that I will go see it no matter what. I might not like it.
I'll say this, like I'm a fan of Ninja Turtles. Am I the only one that's tired of seeing Shredder as the only villain? Like I want to see Bebop, I want to see Rocksteady. If they're gonna
the original script had Bebop and Rocksteady in it, but they scrapped that one.
Oh, fucking idiots! Yeah. I want to see that.
Well, you say fucking idiots. You say fucking idiots, but that is also the script where they were like straight up aliens, supposedly.
Okay, I'll give you
that.
They
can work that to make it still.
Yeah.
Have Bebop.
I agree. If this one's popular, they should do a second movie where they have Baxter Stockman as the bad guy.
I'm pretty sure this film is going to probably end up being a trilogy or something, or maybe even 4. Have Krang. Okay, Shredder's in there right now. Have Krang. Have
Baxter Stockman.
Have Bebop and Rocksteady, and then depending on how many movies they do, I'm sure they can add the guys.
I would do Leatherface, the giant alligator, and I would also do the Rat King.
Let's get those dog robots. Let's just have dog robots from.
You mean the Mousers?
Yeah, those things.
And I'll see. And it's like one thing we have to say that this is actually true. As far as Michael Bay, like making movies, he might suck ass in it, but the one thing the man does know how to do is he does know how to make money. So.
Do you guys remember the toads that they introduced in the series?
Country toads.
Yeah, it was because they were all named after warlords. It was like Attila, Genghis.
Let's not do that.
Napoleon.
Let's not go there.
I'll just say this.
Because it was Napoleon Bonatoad. I remember that.
Oh, that is just bad. I'll just say this. Nickelodeon, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get the rights to Street Sharks. Because I finally want to see a crossover between the Ninja Turtles and fucking Street Sharks.
Wow.
That'd be awesome.
Have you
I
have
fucking
you
love
seen
Sweet
any
Star.
of the new series, the new TMNT series on Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon.
I've seen
I
it.
heard it's like more of like the old
Actually,
cartoony ones.
I actually kind of like it.
I was gonna say it was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was gonna be, and they seem to take some liberties with some of the characters. Like they made Leatherhead's like really intelligent in this one, but it's like good changes. Like I don't mind most of the changes that they've made so far.
I want to say
There's been
like
some weird stuff, but it's worth watching.
I want to say the one episode that I saw two episodes. I saw the first one when they introduced Casey Jones, which he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which I'm waiting for him in this movie. I can't wait until he comes out.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's gonna be in this movie.
I don't think he'll come out in the first one. I think it's too
Yeah.
early for him to come out in the first one. And then I saw the episode where like where Krang and them mutate or try to clone April O'Neil. That was weird.
The one thing that the series, that show does is they looks like they've taken a lot of the toys that were never actually used in the original cartoons
Yeah.
and turned them into bad guys for this show. Like there's one that there was a toy that the guy was clear and you could put liquid in him and he would change color. I don't remember the name of the toy, but he's one of the bad guys in this first season of that show.
All right, so that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer. We'll talk about this more when it's actually released and give our opinions. But next up, Sony has announced Project Morpheus, and it's their VR virtual reality tech for PS4. A couple weeks ago, during a special game developers conference presentation in San Francisco, Sony announced a new PlayStation 4 virtual reality technology that the company hopes will push the gaming industry forward, as they said. The head-mounted display prototype is currently called Project Morpheus. It is by no means the final prototype. And my question is this a good idea? Because do people really want virtual reality? And is this not just going to be something that they eventually stop paying attention to, like the iToy or Move or even Vita to a certain extent? So we'll start with you, Steven. What do you think about this whole thing, the virtual reality headset Project Morpheus for Sony?
Do you guys remember the Virtual Boy?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the virtual reality might be a good thing one day. But so far in gaming history, we've just been jerked around by it. And I want it to work. And I know, and we're kind of jumping topics here, but I know that stuff like the Oculus Rift, which we'll get into later, it's making it seem like it could be more of a possibility, like something really cool. And so, of course, I think it's smart for Sony and eventually, I'm sure, Xbox to jump on this and try to start making their own pathways with it. But it's not something I particularly am heavily interested in. I think, like you said, it could be something that could be really cool, or it could be something that goes in a box and you never touch again with your PlayStation. One of the best things I saw when they announced the Morpheus was somebody took the meme of Morpheus from The Matrix, which is, he usually says, "What if I told you?" And it just said, "What if I told you this thing won't sell?" I laughed my ass off of that. Anyway, I think that I would have to know more and see more about it. The way that they're kind of talking about it, from what little bit I read on it, it could be. I think they're looking at the Oculus Rift and they're seeing that there's a lot of potential there and a lot of possibility, but I don't know if I have enough faith in Sony to just follow them blindly on this one.
All right, Ulysses, Project Morpheus, virtual reality. What do you think about this?
I'll just be perfectly honest. Virtual reality does not interest me in the slightest. Like I know the whole idea of us being the controller and us actually experiencing the game and everything. Like that's fine and all, but to me, nothing was ever wrong with just a controller in my hand. Like that's all I ever needed. Like I remember, I don't know if you guys ever played this game because my friend had it, and I was a fan of the first one on the original Xbox with the huge ass controller. I don't know if you guys ever played Steel Battalion.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Well, I was a huge fan of the original one, and then when my friend found out they were bringing it to the to the Kinect and everything and stuff like that. That was just a huge fucking mess. And I don't know, like, I just like a controller in my hand. I think that's fine. Like, I think that's as far as my gaming limitation would go. But that being said, it's good that Sony's finally getting into this side of the market. It's good. It's about time. And I trust Sony. Sony always delivers on a good product when they don't have their head up their ass. But but it looks like they know what they're doing. Like, it's funny because I've heard the Oculus Rift come out way sooner than I heard the Morpheus, but apparently Project Morpheus might be in a more advanced stage than the Oculus Rift somehow.
Well, that's Sony's money versus them doing a Kickstarter and all that, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But now that yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know, it looks entertaining. I don't know how exactly it'll work. Like, I don't see how like a God of War would work with that, or like fucking Uncharted would work on that. But if this is a question I want to ask you guys. Does virtual reality mean we're going to get more first-person view games like Call of Duty and whatnot? Because if that's what we're going to get, I'd rather not.
That's not necessarily true. Adventure games are also a big part of that. Like, I don't know if you've seen on YouTube, there was a guy who turned the first Zelda game. He made a complete 3D map for it. And, you know, it's you run around swinging your sword and throwing bombs and stuff. But, it looked really cool. So I think it does lend itself a lot to first-person shooters, but I don't think that's all you're going to get.
Okay. Because like, yeah, I've seen those videos. Like, I saw the one where the guy did Pokemon in the first person, which that actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah, but, I'd heard about that one.
But, yeah, I don't know, like, it's still early, and that's what we like to do in this. Like, we like to speculate on a lot of things here. Yeah. But I don't know, like, as of now, nothing has come out for me to go, like, here, take my money.
Well, I want everybody to write this down, save this audio clip, do what you have to do, because virtual reality is never going to work. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. All right? Stop trying to make virtual reality a thing.
I'm good with that.
It's not going to happen, all right? Now, this thing is going to come out, and it's going to have 1-2 games that people play that you can have the ability to use this for, and nobody's going to use the shit. Just like PlayStation Move, they had the option in Heavy Rain. Some people used it, most people didn't, and then you didn't hear shit about the PlayStation Move. Yeah. I don't see it working. I'm sorry. I know it's probably going to give people headaches. It's probably going to make people have seizures and shit, and then it's just not going to be okay. And then it's going to have 2 games. They're going to force it on some game that we like, basically. And even the motion controls with the PlayStation controller from last gen with PS3, they had it in Uncharted. That's the reason why I can't play Uncharted 1 anymore, because of those, and it's annoying. Heavenly Sword, which is actually, I like the game, but the motion controls was annoying. That's why I never finished it. Heavy Rain, it wasn't that bad, but after a while, they stopped using it. And they stopped using Move. They stopped using iToy.
And I hated it.
Yeah, and I don't see it working. I think they're going to have certain games, little party games that might be fun if you have it for a little minute, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It was pretty fun. And then that's going to be it. And then you're going to look at that and say, what's it worth how much money I spent on this, just like Connect? What's it worth playing Connectimals, whatever it's called, and all that shit? No, right? Same thing with this virtual reality thing. I don't see it happening.
It's like, I feel like some people think that if we ever do the whole virtual reality successful thing, that we're that much closer to Tron. That's what I feel like that's what a lot of people believe. But I agree with you.
I gotta admit, like, I was really shocked when I heard, not the Morpheus thing, but with the Oculus Rift and everything, that how excited some people were about all that. Because to me, like you said, I just think we're trying to hit a virtual reality way too early. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I can't imagine it really working that well anytime soon.
No.
Look how long it took for some legit, like, motion controls. Like, obviously, we did it the best. All right, I know PlayStation Move tried, but no, we obviously did it the best.
Yeah.
And, what was that? When did that come out? What, 2006?
Yeah,
something like that. And that was cool. It worked. I liked the Wii. I had fun with it. But we're just getting to just using a remote to do stuff on the screen, motion controls. Virtual reality is way past that. That's on something else, like when you're actually in the game almost. They want this to be like Terminator future already. And we're not there. So we need to take baby steps because we're not. This is going to give people headaches. I'm predicting that already. It's going to give people headaches. It's going to cause a problem. It's probably going to be too fucking heavy, make people's neck hurt. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be some issues.
Nah, I agree with you. I don't think virtual reality probably will never. At least in our lifetime, I don't think virtual reality will ever work.
I think it will in our lifetime. I just don't think it will. I think in the next 10 years, it's not going to happen.
People's heads are going to be sweating because this big ass thing on their head. Hot. They can like Judge Dredd with this shit on.
Did you guys ever see the movie adaptation of Fahrenheit 451?
No.
Okay, well you do know what Fahrenheit 451 is, right?
The movie?
Let's just say yes.
The book.
No, you just said that we see the movie.
Yeah, I know, but it's based off a book. I'm making sure you know this story.
Sir, I come from a public school system. They kind of failed.
Okay. In Fahrenheit 451, knowledge is regulated, so they burn books, right? Well, so what everybody does instead of reading, since at the time the book was written, that reading was like one of the big time wasters, spending time when you weren't at work and all. So in the book, they do these like interactive dramas, which are basically just TV shows you can interact with, okay? So in the movie, when they do the movie for it, the woman is standing in a room and there are 4 TVs, one on each wall, so that it's a completely almost 3D interactive world for her. Now, the movie was made like early 80s or late 70s or something like that. But she's actually talking about in the movie wanting to get the TV for the ceiling and for the floor so she can completely immerse herself in this, fake reality. Now, as far-fetched as that idea may sound, the reason I bring it up is because I think Infamous is onto something here, and that true virtual reality and when it will really work is when it won't be a headset, or it won't be something else you put on your body. It'll be something you can put on your TV that will either project an image, or it'll be something like that where it's something you put around your walls or something where you can be inside of a kind of a cocoon of images. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
And I think that's when virtual reality is really going to hit its peak.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, and that's a while off. I'm definitely not disagreeing with that.
I agree that I don't think it's going to be a headset because that's just too much. Nobody really wants to game with a big headset on their head, covering their eyes and all of that and looking. Like I said, I just think it's going to cause a lot of problems. Anybody else have anything to say about Project Morpheus?
No, I hope not a lot of people take the red pill, I guess.
Somebody had to do it.
I was waiting. I was like, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna say it?
It's gonna have one good game. I guarantee you, one good game. Like, yeah, this one game is fun. They have like fucking a pet game that you can pet a little dog.
Something like Nintendogs.
Yeah, something like Nintendogs, and they're gonna have a bunch of those.
Oh man, it's terrible.
All right. Anyway, last topic for the episode is Predator. For anybody, I guess who's too young to know what Predator is. Well, there's been multiple Predators. There's no excuse. Predator was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the 1980s. Then he had a Predator 2, I believe, which was in the 90s with Danny Glover.
Glover. Yeah.
Then Aliens versus Predators. And then Predators with
Wait, did you want to say Predators?
Yeah, I was trying to make it clear that it wasn't Predators, and I wouldn't want to say tours.
That's the version on Univision, Predators.
Hey, Steven. Predator has now been confirmed for the game's for Call of Duty Ghosts' second DLC, Devastation. The new gameplay trailer now confirms Predator will indeed join the battle. The $15 expansion will release on April 3rd for Xbox 360 and Xbox One with 4 new maps. So before this, they had Michael Myers, which is on Ghost. In earlier games, they had Buffy and some other people who said Dan Trail. Who?
Michael Rooker and the guy Robert Englund, the guy who played Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, and now they have Predator. So can these things like this, like Michael Myers being in and Predator being in, can this breathe new life into Call of Duty? Because even though some people are obviously lying and say they hate Call of Duty because this shit still sells a lot and it makes a lot of money. So some people are lying about not liking Call of Duty. But anyway,
I think there are a few people that are lying, but I think also people just don't realize that some of it is what's the hot game out right now? Okay, I want the hot game out. And also, like, I bought a couple of Call of Duty games, not recently, but back during Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops. The only reason I actually bought them was because all my friends were getting them.
Well, but back then it was still cool to like Call of Duty. After a while, people were like, "Oh, you can't like Call of Duty, you're not cool," because Call of Duty is like
it's just the same thing.
It's scum of the gaming world or something, even though you buy it anyway. But can this breathe new life to Call of Duty, I guess? And what characters would you like to see maybe for some DLC for Call of Duty? We'll start off with you, Ulysses.
Right. About the whole can it save Call of Duty, I don't know. Like, I'm probably the wrong person to talk about this because the last Call of Duty game I bought with my own money. Like, I own Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, but those were gifts that my friends gave me because they're like, here, you could play it so we could all play it. But the last Call of Duty that I actually played with my own money was Modern Warfare 2, and that's the one I really did like. To be honest, from Modern Warfare 2 to the most recent one I played, which is probably Black Ops, nothing has changed for me. Like, to me, it's all the same. Mainly because I'm not gonna say here that I'm like the best Call of Duty player. I might be the worst, but I'm always usually in the middle of the pack. I at least try to stay competitive.
Did you say I might be the worst?
Like, because it's like one game I might go like 11 and 13, and I think I'm like the fucking cock of the block and shit. And like the next game I'll go like 1 and 25, and I'll still act like if I'm the fucking cock of the block and shit. But yeah, like I don't know. I honestly do not know what Call of Duty could do to improve their product or whatever, but that's probably more suited for you guys. But this is what I would like to see in a Call of Duty game. It just came to me during this episode. What does Call of Duty like? They like explosions. What does Michael Bay like? Explosions. I want every character ever produced by a Michael Bay movie in a Call of Duty. Like, I want Ben Affleck from fucking Pearl Harbor. I want Will Smith. I want motherfucking Martin Lawrence. And hell,
Optimus Prime.
I want Optimus Prime. Think of it like this. Think of like Nazi zombies, but with the 4 playable characters as a Ninja Turtle, and instead of zombies, is the motherfucking Foot Clan. How about that? See,
either that or you do a 4-on-1 thing where it's the 4 Ninja Turtles for Shredder, but Shredder gets like all the cool gear and everything, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
See, that's what I just made Activision or Infinity Ward a shit ton of money.
It all comes back to Ninja Turtles and Michael Bay. All right, Steven. Anybody you want to see in a Call of Duty DLC, and do you think this will help? It'll save maybe Call of Duty?
I gotta say, I haven't played a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2, which I know, I think it was only one after that. But again, I bought Black Ops 2 for like $10, so I have no plans on actually purchasing Ghost, so I'm not gonna say whether I think it can save it or not, because like we said, it's gonna sell no matter what. It doesn't matter. Why is one DLC gonna save anything? They're going to make money. The best thing that Call of Duty has done is announce that they're going to go back to a 3-year cycle for their games instead of a year cycle. That right there might save Call of Duty. But as far as getting different franchises or whatever in, I'm expecting the next thing that they try to do will be an Army of Darkness mod.
Oh, that'd be fucking sweet.
Basically, you're going to get, I don't know, it'd be like an infected game, but where you have one guy with a chainsaw in his hand. They could make this work. They really could. You give them a chainsaw on one hand and a shotgun on the other. Awesome.
Motherfucking Bruce Campbell up in that pit.
Yeah. Just sticking with the horror movie theme, I also would totally be good for a Hellraiser style mod. I don't know how much you guys have watched the Hellraiser movies.
That's the one with Pinhead, right?
First 3 were decent, maybe.
The first 2 were decent. Third one, they tried to go into Pinhead's origin so much, it kind of ruined the movie, in my opinion.
The space is when they fucked it up, when they went into space.
That was the 4th one. That was Bloodlines. But anyway, so the Cenobites are Pinhead's army, his minions, right?
Yeah.
From hell. And those things would look amazing in a video game. And I think you could do something really cool with them. And just to go for non-horror movie thing that I think might help Call of Duty or something like that, I actually think one of the best things that they could do is incorporate another franchise. So here's my thing. The next expansion is, and you would have to get the 2 companies to work together, and I know how hard that is. So this is just kind of a wild dream, but you either do Call of Duty versus Battlefield, so you can actually have your Battlefield people in there, and you can even have it where their layouts are the same way as Battlefield, and then we can finally find out who the best is. Or, this is the one I would go for, and I'm serious about this, right? Call of Duty versus Halo. Yeah, I'm in. I'm exactly sold. I'll do it. I will pay the money. I will drop the money for a Call of Duty game just to do, like, can you imagine, like, the Arbiter running up and just jacking the Ghost dude? Oh, man. I have an erection thinking about it.
All right. TMI. All right.
Beautiful.
All right, I got a list here. I want Terminator. I want Terminator and Call of Duty DLC. Come back from the future to kill Call of Duty players because they ruined gaming or something like that.
Are we talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Are we talking Sam Worthington? Or are we talking the chick from the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
You know, we can work it all in. We can work them all.
Talking about Arnold, damn it. I just want one of the players has to be John Connor, so you can't do anything except run and whine, and the whole game you're just trying to get away from the Terminator.
He needs to be Terminator. I felt like Jason Voorhees would have fit more than Michael Myers because to me it didn't make sense. Technically, I know later on they changed it and made him like he had some fucking magic powers or something. But Michael Myers was a regular guy. He was just crazy. Later on they changed it. I felt like Jason.
We ignore the 4th movie, okay? Yeah. We ignore the 4th movie.
I felt Jason Voorhees would fit more than Michael Myers did.
I think you're right.
They should have had Jason Voorhees. But I mean, I don't know. They'll double up. They still can put him in there. People will buy it anyway. Next up, I wanted Nick Cage DLC, where everybody has to run from Nicolas Cage. That would be awesome. Everybody would buy it. It'll bring Call of Duty back if it's dead. It's
I will support this. I will totally support this.
Nick Cage mode. And this is probably, nobody probably knows about this, but there's a movie called Attack of Black. I don't know if anybody ever seen that movie.
I've seen part of it, and it's supposed to be really good. I need to finish it.
I think they kind of have something like that with the extension. I said it wrong. It doesn't matter. Attack the Black is about aliens
landing in London, right?
Yeah, like, and some street kids have to survive against the aliens or whatever. I thought that would be cool, but they already have something similar to that in Ghost, I think. Instead of zombies, they replaced it, I believe.
Yeah, with aliens.
Yeah, so I think those would work out. Jason, Terminator, I don't know, Nick Cage. Mainly Nick Cage. That's the one that needs to happen.
Nick Cage would scare me. He would, like, I would run from Nicolas Cage.
Who wouldn't? Nick Cage would run from Nick Cage.
Holy crap.
All right, so any other DLC for Call of Duty we want to say first? Ghostbusters DLC.
I mean, that might actually be cool.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm just thinking of like zombie mode and like what crew of 4 characters would be cool to see just you guys shoot the shit with.
Another expansion, or not expansion, but thing they would have to work out with Blizzard, but what would be cool is if you could fight off a Zergling invasion.
You went over my head with that one.
Pardon
me? Sorry. You guys are horrible. Just move on. Never mind.
What? No. What is that?
Zerglings from StarCraft. Y'all never played StarCraft?
Your nerd is showing right now. Fucking StarCraft. No, Steven. Bad.
You know what? Fine.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You made me forget what I was gonna say. Shit. All right. So yeah, we said Ghostbusters, Terminator, Jason Voorhees, Nick Cage, Michael Bay mod.
You know another one that would actually
StarCraft.
really work? An Indiana Jones mod. Hear me out, right?
Yeah,
so you get 3 or 4 people who be the good guys, right? And they play either Indiana Jones or Short Round or I can't think of the other guy's name, but people from the Indiana Jones franchise, and then everybody else are the villagers trying to chase them when they get the crystal skull or whatever. But so instead of like rappel lines and stuff like that, you have the whips, and you can only use Dr. Jones's 6-shooter. I think it'd be great.
How about the 4 characters? It's just somebody who's just completely random. It's zombie mode, but the 4 characters you play with are just from random movies that have nothing to do with each other. One person's Rocky Balboa. The other person is Bruce Lee's character in Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
The next one is Marty McFly or something. And
it's Steven Seagal now.
Steven Seagal, you can even put him in there. It doesn't matter. The possibilities are endless. Uma Thurman could be in there. Seth Rogen. Possibilities are endless is what I'm saying. So just have those 4.
I got the money-making one. All right, Call of Duty, hear me out. This is how I'm going to just make Call of Duty like, I'm going to make them like fucking Mark Zuckerberg style money. Dead Air Podcast mod. There it is. Bam.
Boy.
Good.
Okay, so I know this is slightly off topic, but why have they not cashed in on the Expendables franchise and just made an Expendables game using the Call of Duty engine? Just pay for the engine, pay them to even do the game.
Just reskin them?
Yeah, just reskin. Because here's my thing. I think that would actually sell a little bit. Because people seem to like those Expendables movies. And you've already got, imagine you tell people, you won't get to just play as any old blow. You can play as Stallone,
It was an Expendables game.
I know, and I heard it was horrible.
Yeah, I played it. It was pretty bad.
I heard it was bad.
The twin stick shooter or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But all right, we talked about Call of Duty DLC. Predators coming to Call of Duty. Sony announced.
Are we gonna talk about the Facebook thing?
What Facebook thing?
Oculus Rift.
I thought we kind of did it with Project Morpheus.
Just in case anybody didn't know, Facebook bought Oculus Rift, and a lot of people are upset. Notch removed his support from it because he paid $10,000, which means he gets to go meet all the creators of Carmichael and all them who created Oculus Rift, and he said he didn't want to now. And he was making a version of Minecraft that was specifically for the Oculus Rift, and it sounded like it was actually going to be really cool, but they put the kibosh on that. He said he's not interested now. He actually said in a letter that Facebook creeps him out, which I totally understand. It kind of creeps me out too. There's some really funny videos that people have done, if you haven't seen them yet, on YouTube of kind of comedic videos of people trying to play games with the Oculus Rift, but Facebook ads keep popping up and they keep dying because the ads pop up right when they get shot. And then you have to buy more coins to continue. It's stupid. It's really fun. Anyway, for those who don't know, that really sucks because even though we just spend a lot of time bashing on virtual reality, I think Oculus Rift was probably the closest we have at current to what might have been some good VR type gameplay. There's some really cool videos of people using the Oculus Rift to play Team Fortress 2, Zelda. I want to say there's one for you mentioned the Pokemon one. There's some others that are really good, and it just looks like Facebook buying them has unfortunately really kind of undone a lot of the work and trust that people had, because this started as a Kickstarter campaign, and people were giving money to this, not knowing that they would eventually be giving money to Facebook, or that what they were backing would eventually be owned by Facebook. And I think that's another pitfall of Kickstarter. You got to be careful what you give your money to.
Only give your money to Shaq Fu too. That's
yes.
Only Shaq Fu.
He's not even. I don't know if he's gonna make it, guys. I don't know if he's gonna hit that project.
Did you donate, Steven?
No, because you said you wouldn't.
That don't mean you can't.
If you go donate, I'll go donate.
But see, I don't want him to follow me on Instagram, so I have no reason to.
Yeah.
You were gonna pay the $500 so Shaq would follow you on Instagram, sure.
I'm pretty sure I could just ask and have a better chance probably of him following me.
Didn't you say he just got arrested for beating somebody's ass? He'll beat your ass if you don't fund Shaq for two.
You have to find me first.
He knows you, Infamous. He knows where you live.
You know Shaq has AIDS, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I think you told me that.
Yeah, he played for the Lakers. He has AIDS. All right. Let's stop the AIDS talk. All right, that's the end of the show. All right, because we just go on. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was episode 10. I was Infamous. I was here with Stephen Wild, Scoops.
Follow me on Twitter, damn it, and YouTube. I do the YouTubes.
What's the names?
For Twitter, it's just my name, Stephen Wilds. That's Stephen with a PH. That doesn't mean you spell it PHTEVEN. It's STEPHEN. Get it right. And YouTube, it's Serenity Spain.
All right, and Ulysses.
All right, guys. That was fun.
Do you want to say your Twitter account, or you don't care? You don't give a shit.
Just look it in the description.
It's in the description. All right, guys, we are out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We are out. Episode 10. Bye.